goodness. Happy Monday, everybody. I am so excited with you guys. Oh my gosh. Well, we're not going to delay. We're going right into the crazy. Does that sound good to you guys?
All right. Do it.
Let's get in here, friends. We might have some people joining us at some point, but we're going to just kind of see what happens. I just need my, what's that thing called? My keynote to come on up there. All right. And remember that day I was having a minute with my keynote? Now let's see what happens when I try to share the screen. Window. Yes, I want that. All right, so if I do this, tell me, do you guys get to see the magic?
Yes.
The whole thing, or are you seeing the stripe along the side?
No, seeing the whole thing.
Whole thing. Okay, great. Hey, that's me. So we're powering up and growing, friends. So I want to know, tell me what the best part of your Mary Kay is. Tell me.
I had 3 guests last week on here.
I heard. That's pretty great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm not sure what mine is. I'm sitting here thinking.
That's okay. You're allowed to think. Okay. I'm gonna share for just a second. There we go. Now we're gonna go back in, and now we're gonna do this. There we go. Well, I can tell you what I've seen is that you've put a whole lot more social media presence that I've been seeing, Miss Terry. And they've been great posts. And I just can't wait to see what kind of traction you're going to get from those, because they're really good. They're good pictures. They're quick little descriptors in there for your, what you're saying. And so that's going to really pay off, I think, in spades. P.S. If you're going to be watching this and you're in the Las Vegas area on Mary Kay's anniversary, September 13th, that pretty lady Terry is doing headshots. And it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing. And so I will make sure that gets posted for everybody to see and ready to rock and roll. But yeah, best part of Mary Kay week. We've still got plenty of month left.
Yep.
And we've got plenty of time to get people entered into the makeover contest. And so that is going to be the focus. The focus. Follow one course until successful. Focus. I think it's fun. Okay. Don't forget, we've got the Power Up and Grow Selling Challenge. You've got the 2 months at a time. Phyllis, did you earn it for July?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I got to make sure I get that in there on the record because I wasn't positive. I think I remembered reading it, and then my brain just went to jelly.
That's okay.
July and August are combined. September, October are combined, and November and December are combined. So when you do 600 at least in each of those months, you're going to get a prize from the company. So on target, in addition to me and Mel Miller, who's in our unit, we've got Phyllis Turco is on target. So once we hit that August goal, we'll also get an additional 400 star credits, which can be the difference, bumping you up maybe to diamond instead of ruby, that kind of thing, or from emerald into pearl land, depending on what you're working towards. So it's a really cool thing. So when we get to those achievement spaces there, we'll be posting you there as an achiever to celebrate you for July and August. Okay. And no guests this week, but we had guests last week, and I'm super proud of Phyllis having guests. Woo, woo, woo. And I don't think this week we have anybody new with us, but I do know that our one of our newer consultants, Vanessa, is we've done a business launch for her. We've done or grand opening, rather. We've got her kind of on our little checklist of things. And so just if you get a chance to see any posts with her name on there, just continue to encourage, because you remember those first, if you're a teacher or you're working for the school district, those first few days of school,
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're in working with special ed kids and you're knee deep in IEPs and fun stuff, it's a stressful time. And so she's really looking forward to hearing from you guys explain how to work the business in the nooks and crannies of what you guys already have going on in your busy lives. It doesn't have to be just teachers in anybody's jobs, how you can do it without like making yourself crazy, which is good. And I mean, because it's been a minute since I've done it, but I still remember it vividly on how I was having to clone myself and do the things. So we know the career path, and our goal, just so you know, like I've out loud said what our goal is as a unit. We're going to have our first unit club. We want to be able to sell 300,000 in retail sales this year. We also want to be a Cadillac unit. We also want to be able to develop some offspring sales directors. That's the goal. And out loud, I haven't said how many offspring sales directors I'd like to see happen, but I would like to see happen. I'm going to say it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
5.
Woohoo!
5 offspring sales directors this year. And it sounds like a crazy goal, but I think it can be done because Ruth Everhart was a guest speaker that I had on my Zoom today with the directors, and she's a national, and she really broke down numbers, and it's like, oh, that's so doable. You can totally have 5 offspring in a year. Totally. And we saw like that wave at seminar, just people. One of those nationals had like 20 nationals or, 20 offspring herself, that I was like, how'd she even do that? I don't know. But it's all about the parties. It came back to the parties. And keep this in mind too, for any of you that are in that moment of, well, I can't do it this way because I only have time to do it this way. It's never meant to be this or that. It's always meant to be this and that. You don't ever have to choose the way. I mean, if you're better in person with people, do that. If you're better virtually, do that. If you feel like you do both pretty well, we'll do both. Don't be tied down to ways that are meant to be stressful, because this is not supposed to be a stressful thing. It's supposed to be fun. I'm just saying. Okay, Star Consultant Quarter. We are flying through the Star Consultant Quarter. We're almost 2/3 of the way through. We have until September 15th. And this quarter, you can, I think you can create a goal poster with the Star Consultant prizes that you're looking to take advantage of. But there's also going to be the 5th quarter Star Consultant prize. We haven't done this in a while, you guys. I think since the pandemic, really.
Yeah.
So when you are a 4-quarter star, when you go to seminar next year, you will pick up your prize. And so there in front of you, you have the sapphire, the ruby, the diamond, the emerald, and the pearl prizes. And they're just fabulous. You got to check them out online on InTouch. They're from Dune, London. And so that's kind of a swanky name there. So check them out, because they're really, really nice handbags and wallets and sunglasses, and just for rewarding you for being consistent in your business. So don't forget, we've got our Stand Up and Shine Seminar Awards. Our queen of, or your quarter sharing, like we said, is 24 qualifieds between July 1st and September 30th. Get to that B. Now, quarter sales number went up to 45,000, which when you break it down is $1,875 wholesale a month, approximately. Some, it might be a little bit different depending on what's going on, and maybe some flash sales, or if they have double credit and things like that, it gets a little bit tweaked. But that beautiful ring is yours if you do 45,000. Princess Court's 22.5, I believe. Someone showed that it did go up a little bit, but that's not that much. It's not that much. 22.5 is nothing. It's that much more than 20. It's true. You can do it. And then still looking at the Red Jacket collection through 2026, that new Red Jacket collection that we've had for a minute. Still lovely, still very on trend. So once you have 2 active team members, you can order your Red Jacket. And then when you have your third active, you can wear it. And I wore mine to death. To death, I tell you. I wore it to death. I wore it everywhere I went. I wore it with pants. I wore it with jeans. I wore it everywhere. I really did. The startup options are still the same, $35 for the eStart, and then the optional add-on of the $90 Pro Start, which I always encourage people to get if they're really serious about their business, because it has everything in it, in addition to your pieces, parts that come in the eStart. Let's hit some of the summer products here. We know that the MK Men line is fabulous. So start thinking of what you could do for holiday with this. It's never too soon right now to be thinking about holiday. I know we're 6 months out, but that's about when you need to start planning. Okay. We're thinking like retailers for a second here, that men need skincare too. And how can we do this? And so one of the things we're going to be offering up when we do our photo shoots is all the guys, we're going to give them the opportunity to wash their face and put some moisturizer on so that they feel confident and awesome. So when they say cheese, they'll look great. They'll feel great. So it'll be good. We are sold out of, I want to say the berry, right?
Yes.
Berry is sold out, but blush is still there. And, when they're gone, they're gone. That's the one thing about limited edition products. I feel like this lasted longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way. I think it's good. Lavender and coconut are limited editions on these scented shower gels and body lotions. But I would not be opposed to you getting some of these to be ready to coordinate and package for some body care sets for holiday. You can have the apple and almond, you can have the berry and vanilla, and then the lavender and coconut. And you can also have the one, the Hello Clean.
Yes.
And your satin body pieces parts. There's lots of different body care options that are available to you. The Confidently You Eau de Parfum. Let me just tell you, you want to make sure you've got some of these on your shelf. Because there may or may not be a pieces part in the same scent that you could put together as a set. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Tee-hee. I have to leave you hanging there for a minute.
Of course you do.
I do, but you may want to make sure you've got this ready to rock.
Okay.
Makeover contest, friends. I love watching this. It makes me
get ready to unleash your confidence, define beauty on your terms, and embrace the strength that makes you unapologetically you with the Mary Kay Makeover Contest. From July 15th through August 31st, 2025, you and your independent beauty consultant can win epic prizes. 5 lucky winners and their independent beauty consultants will receive a $5,000 Visa gift card plus an assortment of Mary Kay products valued at $500. Entering is easy. Select one of the 6 Mary Kay makeup artist looks. Connect with your independent beauty consultant to recreate it. Upload a photo of your new look to the contest website and include a caption with the name of the makeup artist look you selected and why it makes you feel confident. So, whether your glam game is fearlessly trendy, classically chic, or naturally radiant, now's the time to express your one-of-a-kind style with a look that makes you feel pretty powerful. Your confidence is calling. Answer today with Mary Kay.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Next. So don't forget how easy it is. Now, when we're doing these on 5:30 on Mondays, kind of go through that checklist of let's make sure that they have the Mirror Me app downloaded. Make sure that they understand how to work it. And then when they can kind of start playing along with the how-tos and pick their look. Okay. I think it's going to be so fun to see who wins these makeover contests. I'm just saying. I wonder if it'll be somebody on the app. It'll be interesting. So when you're in that Mirror Me app, don't forget, once you get in there, and you can go to those 3 lines up top left and just pick the makeover contest, and it immediately narrows it down to these 6 looks, which I think is great because then you can pick from there. Okay. Keeping in mind, we've got digital fun everywhere. Your social media playbooks, utilize that. I think it's a really underutilized tool. You got images you can find. The video library has got some good stuff. Document library, if you need it to find some info about the apps, it's all there. Upcoming events. The Pally Mountain Mary Kay Retreat, November 7th through 9th. You guys, it's going to be so great. It's $215 if you register and pay by September 30th. And I will tell you, the sooner you get registered, the happier everybody is, because I'm one of the ones in charge. And we need to make sure that we've got everything kind of go into plan here. It's not meant to be a very large event. It's only going to be about 40 to 50 people. But you're going to have great training. Kathy Oliveira, who just recently retired in January, she is going to be our featured guest. And you have the option to do zip lining. There's a little bit extra charge for that. You can do tomahawk throwing, and you can do archery if you want. Or you could do a hike, which is free, and yoga, which is free, or take a nap, which is free. Sit and just kind of meditate. That's also free. But there's going to, the food is really good. It's like buffet type style. So if you've got particular dietary concerns, you don't have to worry, because there is something for everybody, regardless of what meal plan they're on. You got lodging for 2 nights. They're cabins. You got bunk beds. You just need to bring like a sleeping bag and a pillow. If you want to bring, sheets and stuff like that, you can. I just brought a sleeping bag and I was good. And you get to wear comfy clothes, because you can't wear heels in the mountains.
That's right.
It's a good thing. So $215, I think, is a steal. So just register. If you've got questions, let me know. But you can register without paying. So if you know you're going to be going, go ahead and get to that registration, do it, and then we can hunt you down. Okay? We won't let you get away without paying. I feel like we're the mob. We're not. Okay. Cruising with the Stars, you can earn the privilege of being able to go on a Carnival Freedom Cruise with National Sales Director Diana Sumter and her peeps. All you have to do is be a star. If you weren't a star last quarter, fear not. If you're a star this quarter, and you add 3 new personal Great Start qualifieds, then you get the invitation, and then you start putting your deposits in and your payments in, and then the days of the trip are February 19th through 23rd. So it's towards the end of February. But you can also earn some cruising cash and stuff like that. So you want to earn it if you want to go on the boat. If you don't want to earn it, think of what would happen if you added 3 personal Great Start qualifieds. You would not only get the love check from the company off of their 600 or more wholesale order, you're going to get a $50 bonus off of each one of those orders being placed, because they're your personal. So that's $150 on top of the commission that you would earn off. And you'd be what? If you had 3 Great Start qualifieds, what would you have? What would you be in?
Red jacket.
You'd be in a red jacket, my friends. Look how that all comes together. And then here we have our theme. I made it pretty since the meeting last week when Trish was helping cover because I was at a funeral. But our theme for the year, and I don't think I've ever really picked a theme per se. I usually run with whatever the company offers, but I was chewing on this while we were at seminar. And literally I sat there and was like, okay, I think we just, not that we have to slow down, but I think we need to remember that everything that we're doing is one face at a time.
Right.
And the more that we do of one face at a time, we're going to be more confident. And then we're going to be able to empower others to be confident. And so that's why I want this whole mantra this year to be empowering confidence one face at a time. And so for this month, if you do 5 faces or the equivalent of 1 party, okay, you'll get strip stickers that Sparkle City LV helped me create, because they're amazing. And if you do 15 faces or 3 parties, you get the snazzy apron with pockets.
That's cute.
Isn't that cute? And so basically it all ties in. A weekly accomplishment sheet, so that you can verify that you've sold, right? Because if you're having the parties, you're going to sell some product, and it's okay if you don't sell product at the party. You can always do it with follow-ups or however you want to coordinate it. Customer profile cards or equivalent, like if they've done a Google form or they've just filled something out for you, even the sales ticket would count, and a wholesale order reflecting those sales. Those need to be submitted by August 31st to earn the prize. Okay. Who wants an apron?
I do.
I'm getting the prototype soon because Aim High Marketing is doing the embroidery on them. So they're going to be embroidered.
Oh.
So they'll hold up to a beating, which is important. And then you guys can wear it and just beat the living snot out of it. It'll be great. Yay. I love it. Okay. So then I think that's it. So I'm going to get out of here. We're done there. Okay. So let's talk. Did you guys get a little nervous there when I looked at you?
A little bit.
So what let's talk about where we are topic wise through the seminar year. We've talked about goal setting. We've talked about booking appointments, like how to go about them, right? And it's not about having the perfect words. It's just about using them.
Right.
Talk to me. We've talked about how to coach the appointment to make sure it holds, right? You're keeping the excitement with the person that's gathering the people, or if you're just doing a one-on-one face, that's fine too. Let me ask you this. What's scarier to you? 5 parties or 10 facials and 10 double facials?
What's scarier?
Mm-hmm.
The 10 facials and the double facials.
Is it? Okay. Some people are more comfortable with one-on-ones.
True.
Some people are great when it's just 2 people. Some people work better with a group. I find personally when I've got a group of 5 plus me, that's like the perfect size group to me. Mm-hmm. Because I can usually sit at the table and talk to them and with them, and I don't feel like I have to hover or things like that. 3's fine too. I used to freak out over having 5 at a table, which is funny when you think about it, because if my job is working with hundreds of kids, right, and I'm on a microphone in front of hundreds of adults, when I'm talking on a microphone to a crowd, you would think this is no big deal. But it was enough to make my stomach really whoa, kind of, in the beginning. And now it's not a big deal because you do it, you do it enough, it's less daunting, right? And so what I did this week was I sent texts out to my customers that were basically giving them the choice of the makeover contest or a checkup from the neck up.
Oh, okay.
Giving them the choice.
There you go.
And because part of it, and I had to save this because I'm going to read it to you. Because one of my customers kind of declined both, and that's okay because she can decline both. And I said, that's totally okay. I said, one of the things that I like to do when we're doing a checkup from the neck up is to kind of figure out what it is that you're using for your skincare.
Right.
Okay. Because really, what you end up finding out is they're probably not using Mary Kay.
Right.
They might have made that first big purchase, and that's been it. Okay. So I said, I wondered about the checkup from the neck up because I always like to know what my customer friends are using to wash their faces. That was, after she had declined. And she said, whatever I have attached to the sink. And here we go. Dove, Dial, soft soap, Bath and Body Works, glycerin when I'm lazy, alcohol wipes.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And so I said, okay, I would love to drop off a pamper pack with our miracle set for you to try. Would that be okay? Because this one's never been a miracle set user, but she buys like body care and mascara.
Oh, okay.
She said, sure, thank you. I said, great. Is your skin more normal to dry or more combination oily? She said, completely messed up. I'm taking steroids, so it's super sensitive, oily on the forehead, normal combination, if that makes sense. So here are several things.
Oh boy.
Oy.
If it's completely messed up, why are you washing your face with Dove?
Why are you washing it with alcohol?
Or the other stuff that you mentioned.
Or, you know, what are you doing? We're soft soap. On one hand, she's washing her face with soap, right?
True.
That's awesome. On the other hand, I think if I gave her an oily combination miracle set, or even a normal to dry miracle set, which might actually be gentler,
Yeah.
I'm going to let her try it and play around with it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Oh my word.
I read that and I was like, oh my gosh. But that's another avenue of follow-up.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have 3 that are doing makeover contest and checkup from the neck ups. Next up.
Nice.
It's because it's just going to be combos. It's going to be, what are you using? Because one's a repair, one's a miracle set. One bought a miracle set almost 2 years ago, uses tons of Mary Kay products. She just hasn't reordered the big pieces, and I'm trying to figure out why. So that's going to be the conversation I have with her. Because really, when we think about how simple it is to just put in an hour with someone and have that come back to bless you over and over and over and over again. And I know Trish talked to you guys about what would it look like to have 40 customers or
Yes.
35 customers or 22 customers, whatever your number is, so that you're automatically, these people are going to be ordering their skincare from you. Because think about it, even if it's just the miracle set, that's 116 every 3 months. So 4 times a year, that's 520, right? That's 520 before you talk about supplementals.
Uh-huh.
And one thing, I was talking with my friend Elizabeth Kramer, who's a trip director. She's always in the top bunch for Quarter Sales. And I said, so, you know, because Zoe was asking about kind of helping out with some of her acne, and we don't want to overprocess her face like we did a couple years ago. Or a year ago. And she said that her dermatologist told her that the HA ceramide is needed for everybody. Everybody should be using the HA ceramide as a booster, regardless of their skin type. Doesn't matter. And I was kind of like, okay, so that needs to be part of the conversation of there's dermatologists who say this is a needed piece for everybody. Now, all of a sudden, that $38 booster is getting put on everybody's order, right?
Right.
Like in the pocket with the facial peel, or whatever you're going to do.
Right.
So if you have retinol sets with the 0.5 with the facial milk, get those moving. Give them a discount, because you're able to get them on InTouch right now to discount. I wouldn't buy any new ones right now unless you yourself need them for you, or you've got customers who need them for them and you want to give them a good deal. Because and they have not hedged on telling you this part's coming. There's a 0.3 coming that's safe enough for every day, and you don't need the facial milk.
Oh.
Retinization time.
Okay.
So it will be something, because that's one thing I noticed, is that I've only got a few customers that reorder the retinol. Like, I had a bunch try it in the beginning, and
Yes.
I think the retinization process might have been a little bit too tricky for them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a lot easier and a lot gentler on their skin and safe enough to use all the time, blah, blah, blah. So
Right.
no worry there. Just don't use it on the night that you exfoliate.
Right.
I would say. Maybe they'll say it's gentle enough to do that, but I wouldn't. I would still go that route. But anyway, so we talked about coaching the appointment to make sure it holds. When you are at the appointment, and I know that we talk about how to close it, as far as, like, you do the table close, you do the individual close. We've talked about that before. But when you're talking, like during the course of the party, what is it that your brain is doing? And this isn't rhetorical. Like I kind of want to get an idea. What are your antennas doing during that time? What are you looking for?
Looking for someone who's excited about the products,
Mm-hmm.
who asks a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
This
is something. I'm going to lead you there. So when we do a party, I always tell everybody, make sure you're having a good time, right? Because if you're not having a good time, then nobody's going to be having a good time.
Right.
The other thing that we're looking for is we want to have a radar where you're looking for future hostesses and future team members, and you're looking for referrals. And the last thing you should be concerned about is sales, because the sales are going to happen all by themselves. So your antenna is open to how could Mary Kay fit their need or fill their need? Because while they talk, that's a lot of the time that you could be really, really listening for what's going on in their world. And I think we've talked about what do we look for, and we're, if you're those people, then that's who we would want to talk to. And you can kind of do that during a charcoal mask time, but getting them to kind of raise their hand and say, I could use some extra money. And you can say, it doesn't have to be about Mary Kay, just and just kind of the idea of sharing gets to be involved in that process. And so did I show you guys Diana Sumter's newest sharing stuff?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So stand by, Ghost Riders, because this is kind of where we are right now, and I want to make sure you guys see it. Because these are pretty awesome. Okay. So it's going to be a couple different things we share. The first thing is window. We're going to show this one. This is the sheet that you use when you're talking to a potential team member. Okay. And this, I think, ends up being really, really fun. It's totally flexible, totally fun, fits your life. Okay. And look how simple that is.
Yeah.
These are the 6 types of qualities, 6 qualities of a successful consultant or Mary Kay Beauty advisor. Best describes you. If you had the power to design your dream job, what would you want? What would you do with extra money? And these are some of the ways that we work our business. And it gives you 15-minute options, 30-minute options, and 60-minute options. That's the sheet you fill in, like as they're talking, or you can have it up on a Zoom and do it that way. Now, let me get out of this one and go to the other thing to show you. Does that look kind of cool?
I like that.
Pretty simple. And then here comes your outline. This is the outline at a glance, and there's a couple pages worth here, but we're going to show it. Okay. And basically, you can kind of just go down the list here. It's, thanks so much for taking the time to learn how we make money in Mary Kay and help me with my leadership training. And then you're just going down that sheet we just talked about. Which of the 6 qualities of a Mary Kay Beauty advisor best describes you? And then question number 2, question number 3, question number 4. Boom. Then what she has them do is go through the weekly plan sheet. Where could you have appointments? Circle where you could hold an appointment. Each circle is about $100 per appointment. Okay. And then you go through the retail sales income. You calculate her weekly profit. Each circle is about $100 in sales. So her, figure that part out. And then, if you were to get started, who would you love to go through training with? Write her name down. Who else? and which of these additional bonuses appeal to you. Okay. Because the dream session outline, let me get out of here to show you the second page of the dream session sheet, because I'm showing you the outline and I need to show you the other page. Hold on. Stop sharing. Go to share. Go to window. Go to this. Okay. There's the weekly plan sheet.
Okay.
Okay. Where they could fill it in. Okay. And then you talk about the commissions, the retail sale income side, the team commission side. And then you talk about the ways that they get started. The $35 e-start, the $90 pro start on top of that. And after everything you've read on a scale of 1 to 5, let me know your interest level. You know, 1's staying a happy client, and 5 says, yes, get started today. And if she's not a 5, what would it take to get you to a 5? And then if they don't commit like right there to a 5, then say, you know, would you be willing to take the pink pillow test? Where I get, you know, give you a call tomorrow and see if anything's kind of, you know, tickled your fancy. And you're going to go ahead and can I go ahead and send you the, you know, the agreement link? There's no pressure, no obligation, and text it as soon as, you know, text her to make sure she's got it. And let me get back over to that screen. There's so many shares, so many shares. There it is. Okay. And that one is basically just kind of, that's your outline. Like that one page there is you talking them through the front and back of the dream sheet.
Okay.
And thinking in terms of if you were to do this with, I mean, golly, think about it. If you were to share with 5 or 6 people, do you think we would get a team member for you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The numbers really kind of hold true that if you're doing, it used to be 4 to 5. I think it's more like 5. So every 5 is going to get you a team member. If you want 3 team members, then you're wanting to do 15. But here's what I'll also tell you is the more you do of these, the better you're going to get at these.
Yeah.
And then it's not going to be 1 in 5. It's going to be 1 in 4 or 1 in 3, or you're going to have the Rebecca Evans approach, which is I'm going to go to a signing. And she would treat every appointment like that girl was going to say yes, by golly. And I'm sure she did, because how could you look at Rebecca Evans and say no to that woman?
Yeah,
Very
right.
hard.
So that's kind of what I want you to be empowered, because remember, we've got the business plan that we have is soup and sandwich. You know, parties and sales and facials and product, all that stuff is fast income, right? The residual income also comes from reorders and stuff. But what really can give you big girl pay are team members. And don't necessarily think of people who are local.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big country. And there might be people you knew who lived here that don't live here anymore. You know, hey, would you be able to jump on for like 15 minutes on a training I'm doing, because I'm working, I'm looking to move myself into a leadership position and I need practice. No pressure, no obligation. I promise you don't have to say yes to anything.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to. And then that's what you want to, you know. But that's going to be kind of our next thought is, you know, anybody that you have facialed, if we haven't shared, that would be an okay thing to follow up with. Because sometimes they're going to want to buy the product, but don't want to buy the product because they think the product might be too expensive because maybe they're used to going to the drugstore. even though this is a really reasonable product when you compare it to going to department stores and high-end crazy places, right? So if there's somebody that you have failed or done an entry with the makeover contest and you're like, oh gosh, I would love to have her on my team, you could go right in. Blame me. My director has challenged me to get in front of some people to talk about how we make money in Mary Kay. And there's no pressure, no obligation, but I need practice, and I trust you because you let me play, you let me play with the makeover contest with you. And I'll, and my director will give you a lip gloss for your time. Or a mascara for her time. Whatever you think will get her to say yes. I got a lot of Fanorama on hand right now, so maybe we'll do that. Like, what do I have a lot of right now? I got a lot of Fanorama. Yeah, because I love Fanorama. So I sell most of that. Most of Fanorama is what I sell. Anyway, but yeah, so that's, could you be brave enough to take that, 5 seconds of courage to ask someone to be a guinea pig as you learn about how to be able to share information about the business?
Yeah.
Okay. Terry, what about you, babe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in a perfect world, I would love to be able to help you if you want me to. If you don't want me to, that's okay too. If you want it to be set up with, I want to watch my director do it with you so I can do it myself later on. I like to do the first few with you because that's how Linda taught me to do it. Because my first way to ask people about being a consultant was this. You wouldn't want to sell Mary Kay, would you?
I remember that.
That doesn't generate a lot of faith in people, And I would think, like, why do I even ask it that way? That's so dorky. But I would do it. I was like, you wouldn't want to do it, would you? And then I remember times that people say they want to, and you're like, you do? Oh my gosh, and it's the greatest thing. So I can think of just, it's such a great opportunity, and it has such potential for people to really truly enhance their lives and change it for the better. And you can even say, it may not be something you would ever consider doing in a million years, but I would kick myself if I didn't ask if you'd be able to just let me give you some info about it. I would kick myself. It's true. It's true. It's true. So what questions can I answer for you on this lovely bit? No questions? You guys are you're so enthralled. You're so ready.
I'm sitting here thinking, who could I ask?
Oh, I love that.
What? Say that again?
Terry was thinking who she could ask. What's the first name that popped into your brain?
Actually, Mia, which is a girl who just moved back from college.
Oh, nice.
So she just graduated. So
okay, write her name down.
Yep.
Well, think of this. If she just graduated from college, if she's got any kind of financial aid, she's got her little pocket of window before loan payments.
Well, and she's looking for a job right now. So who knows?
Excellent. Yes. Okay, Terry.
I know. That's my challenge.
That's your challenge.
That's your challenge.
This week. In the evenings this week, with the exception of I'm free tomorrow, I'm free Wednesday. And Friday night, I'll be in Reno, but I'm not tied up. So if you needed me, I could jump on a Zoom or a meeting Friday night if you needed me to. And then Sunday night, I'm available. Saturday night, I'm not.
Gosh, Danny.
Saturday, I'm with Zoe.
I figured.
Yeah. But you guys, you could totally do this. Phyllis, who just popped into your head?
Actually, nobody at the moment.
Okay. That's
Um,
going to be your job, is to think of who.
yeah.
Because here's the thing. If we have that mindset of anyone with a pulse, then that's what we're going to see. And those aren't necessarily people we want on our team, right?
Right. Yes.
I want you thinking in terms of, like, ask yourself this question. Women who are in great demand.
Okay.
Okay. This would be like people who get voluntold for things or volunteer for things, or they're your go-to Johnny on the spot, will do anything you need kind of gal. Okay.
Right.
Women who are motivated to make more money for their family or their charitable organizations. Okay.
Okay.
Women who are teachers, coaches, and mentors. Women who enjoy professional and personal growth.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And women who love to make other women feel beautiful, powerful, and important. And then there's one more. Women who can make decisions quickly.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter if the decision's no. You just want somebody that can give you an answer.
Right. Yes.
Right? So those are the 6 qualities that make a great consultant. So what I want you thinking of, that's what I want you now thinking of. That's the thing that should be going in your brain right now. Who are these women? Who are, like, think of ones that, are in a successful situation, like just graduated college. Not necessarily someone who is really, really, how can I put it, is a lot. Like they have a lot of issues.
Oh. Right.
Not that Mary Kay can't help them.
Right.
But you want someone who is like a self-starter, self-motivated.
Right.
Somebody that can take direction and be given a task and can go out and do it. And there's a difference between needing and being needy.
Yes.
And we don't need the being needy people.
No.
Okay. Because what I have found over the course of my time in Mary Kay, when I'm coming up on a goal and you're just needing a warm body, that's one thing. But we shouldn't be looking at everybody all the time like that, because the net that you're casting is far too great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I want you thinking of are who, if you consider yourself to be on a scale of 1 to 10, you consider yourself to be like an 8. You want to make sure that you're going towards the 8s, 9s, and 10s.
Right.
And what we normally do is we gravitate towards the 5, 6, and 7s without even consciously knowing. So what I challenge you to do, and I'm not saying you're all 10s, you're all perfect 10s to me, but what I want you to do is I want you to not be afraid of the ones that make you afraid.
Okay.
Like I think of, Michelle Chadwick.
Yes.
She was my Frady girl.
Really?
I met her at Bunko. I thought she was super fun, but I looked at her and was like, oh my God, she's unbelievably beautiful and stunning and the whole bit. Oh my gosh. And she came to a meeting that was the flattest meeting we'd ever had, I think, in my whole time as a director. Like I had this posture from like all my consultants.
Oh boy.
Because I had told them, hey, we're going to do 50 faces this month. As a unit, we're going to do 50 faces. Uh-huh. And they gave me this.
Oh my.
And I'm just like, what? Like this was like July. I was super excited, right? Because a new 7. Right. Woo, 50 faces, blah, blah, blah. Michelle's back there just having a great time because she didn't know. She didn't know. But I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh. And we did she did a facial. Somebody else taught it. I can't remember. It wasn't me. I was teaching when she was getting her facial. And I went over to drop off the products, and she signed the next day.
Wow.
And I've had a few of those over the years that you just need to ask.
Yeah.
Because she had no need superficially, but she needed to be around adults. She was dying. She was around her little kids all day.
Oh, yeah.
So she needed to be around grown-ups. So those are the things, I mean, like I think of her and she's one of my dearest friends. And she was the one I was the most scared to ask.
Wow.
And, it's for nothing because she is just amazing, but there was no reason to be afraid is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So I think that needs to be, and like right now, think of people who are in professions that may be stunted a little bit, like your realtors, your mortgage loan officers, anybody that's dealing with anything with home ownership where we're kind of at that equilibrium where it's almost like a buyer's market, but not, it's
not quite. Yeah.
Kind of like this. It's not like a crazy selling market or a crazy buyer's market. It's just kind of hanging. Those are people to maybe ask too, because it could fill the gap for them for a minute. Am I making your brain work? Okay. Because here's what I know, girls. I know this. I know this business works when we do. And sometimes it even works when we don't. But doing these little scary things, little bits at a time, one face at a time, you're going to become empowered with confidence. And then you're going to turn around and go ahead and empower somebody else with confidence too. And now I want you to go out and have $1 million week. Cool?
Yep.
Okay. Any questions for me? All right, friends. Go out there and kill it.
Thank you.
All right. I believe in you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.